Wow, I'm super excited to take this topic, pitfalls of virtual learning. I'm Nancy Ekpezu. I'm a professional administrator and a certified life coach. And let's look at pitfalls of virtual learning. Pitfalls of virtual learning. Of course, pitfalls will mean, disadvantages, the shortfalls of virtual learning. Even though virtual learning has a lot of advantages, there are also pitfalls to it. Okay, for example, one of the advantages would be accessible from any part of the world. You can stay here and take a course in the USA. You can stay wherever you are, take a course in Australia, in New Zealand, in the UK, in Saudi Arabia, wherever the course is, so long as it's hosted on the internet. So that's one advantage. You can also work at your pace. Okay, lots of them are self-paced in a way that you can complete them at your convenience, and you can attend courses any time of the day. So if you're busy during the day, you can decide to work all through the night and complete your course materials. It's also cost effective to some extent since you do not need to travel. In those days, if you needed to travel to, let's say, the USA, you needed to take a course in the UK or USA, you have to travel. And so you think of the cost of a visa, the cost of paying your fare, the cost of accommodating yourself there, and then, of course, the cost of the materials, the cost of the fees that for the courses that you're going to take. But those are just advantages. So apart from these advantages, there are actually disadvantages or pitfalls to virtual learning. It's so easy to just say, wow, we can now learn online. Wow, wow. But there are things you need to consider because they may not actually work if you do not know how to overcome this. So let's have a look at the pitfalls. Well, we know how it is in developing countries. There are technical challenges. Okay, ranging from internet. Sometimes you want to get on when you're free to work and then the internet starts misbehaving. There's connectivity issue or whatever, maybe there's power problem. For example, in Nigeria, the power issue is a big problem. So you may not have power a source of power to actually power your laptop or your phone or the device that you're using to learn, and that would be a big problem. So you may now have to add extra cost of maybe having to power through your generator and all of that. So it gets a bit cumbersome, So there are internet issues. Your devices may also develop technical faults. You may want to get the things on and then maybe your iPad has a problem, your phone develops a fault and you're stuck right there, okay? Or sometimes you may even press wrongly and go and end up missing out something that should have been there depending on how tech savvy that you are. So technical challenges need to be considered, okay? Because sometimes they even add extra cost in Nigeria. For example, the power issue. They add extra cost to your, running an online program. And then, of course, internet. Internet is not exactly cheap. In developed countries, it's not a big deal to be on the internet from morning till night. But of course, the cost of data in Nigeria is enormous. Anytime you have to do an online program and stay on it for hours, you'll be using up a whole lot of internet data, and you have to consider that also, okay, as part of what you'll be dealing with. So internet, yes, and then your devices may develop faults. The internet has a very large traffic these days, and so distractions can come very easily on the internet. It's so easy to get distracted. So staying focused on your online course is a major issue. Sometimes you want to get on, let's say, Teachable or Udemy or Coursera, and then you see a link on your email or something pops up here, and you end up saying, well, let me just check this mail from this thought leader. You may end up leaving the course you had in mind to do for the day and end up focusing on other irrelevant things on the internet. I don't know how many of you can relate to this, but it is a very big problem. So you need a lot of willpower, a lot of focus, a lot of self-discipline to stay away from distractions. Far more than when it is a brick and mortar school, because the moment you get yourself to class, at least you'll be able to hear the lecturers, you'll be able to collaborate with other students, and you'll be able to learn a thing or two before going home. But when you're learning on your own on the internet, on a digital device, distraction is very, very easy to get into. So staying focused amidst the traffic on the internet is very challenging, very, very challenging. So that's it, distractions. Then if you're teaching children on the internet, if it's a child that is taking a course, supervision may not be as effective as brick and mortar schools. So like for schools that are making a shift now to online learning, you will get to see that apart from distraction, even the safety of the children online has to be considered, because children may be vulnerable to sites that they have no business visiting just because they are now spending more time online. And so whatever it is that you do, you have to consider this and always encourage adult supervision of the children when they are actually taking an online course. So there's a big demand on you for self-discipline if you're taking an online course, because you really cannot do much without a proper routine, without really disciplining yourself on what to do and what to avoid when you're taking an online course. So it calls for a lot of self-discipline, which a lot of people lack. Then there's limited social interaction. When you're in a brick and mortar school, you get to interact and discuss with other students and do a whole lot together. Maybe go to sports after, hang out together, have meals together, and generally get to know your classmates and establish relationships that could be long-lasting. But when you are taking an online course, students may feel isolated a lot of times. I've taken courses online where I didn't even get to meet the others who had taken the course because the platform didn't reveal who had taken the course. So I just did mine, and went away without interacting with anybody. And so the way that we learn is that sometimes even in the same course, the way that you perceive something or receive it may not be the same way that someone else does. And so collaborating with others helps to get other people's perspectives. But in digital learning, sometimes you miss out on that if the platform, especially if the platform does not allow for collaboration, and some of them do not. I've taken quite a number of courses and some did not have any place at all for you to interact with others who had either taken the course before you or were taking with you at the same time. You just had your own portal and you were limited to it, and that's not good. But actually, I must say that there are also platforms that have made provision for people to interact and have some level of social interaction so that students taking the same course can collaborate, can get to know one another, can introduce themselves, which is good. Online learning also poses a challenge on the less tech-savvy individuals. So if you're an individual who is not tech-savvy, you will have a problem with online learning because you need tech skills to be able to learn online. And this takes time to develop, okay? So the solution to this is to get tech-savvy. Online learning has come to stay, and so you cannot say, oh, well, I'm not tech savvy, I do not know how to use the internet, I do not know how to manipulate my way to an online course, I don't even know how to choose one. This is the way the world is going, and this is the way the world has gone, and this is how it will stay until some other higher levels of learning come up. But I think online learning has come to stay for a very long time. And so I urge you to line up find a way to hook up to what's going on around the world and take an online course today. If you check in the comments, you will see that I have listed some places where you can go and look for courses. I really do not like recommending sites to people, because what you may want to learn may be different from what the next person wants to learn, and we may have a large diverse of people who want to learn one thing or the other. But there are some places that offer a wide range of courses, and I've been able to experience some of them. Udemy, Coursera, Allison, Teachable, and a whole lot of others, okay? There's also one in Nigeria, learnfast.com. It hosts quite a number of courses, so you may want to get on there. I even have my course in one or two of those platforms. Okay, so please check the comments and see what you can do to hook up to one or two places. But please, you need a mindset shift if you're still thinking that you don't need to learn online. Well, you do, because soon we will have, even in secondary schools, you have the option of having a full online school and a full boarding school, a full day school, a combination of all. So apart from day schools and boarding schools, I think another option that may be added soon will be online schools. Okay, so you need to get ready. You need to just be prepared, because the world has changed and you don't want to feel like you've been left behind, like, 50 years ago. You want to move on with what's going on with the times. You want to be able to do what's happening with your counterparts from other parts of the world, and you don't want to be left behind in knowledge, even in sharing, or even someday creating your own online course. I have several online courses on my website, and you may want to check them out too. So don't limit yourself. Get tech savvy, get trendy, and get to know what is going on. Okay, so at this point, I'll welcome questions. If you have questions, please type them in the comments, and then I'll be able to answer them right away. Thank you. It's been my pleasure sharing with you. You can connect with me on LinkedIn at Nancy Ekpezu. You can also connect with me on Instagram. You can connect with me on Facebook. You can connect with me all over the internet. And most importantly, you can visit my website, www.nancyekpezu.com, NANCYEKPEZU.com. Thank you, and see you in the next video.